Welcome back once again to another episode by Mr. Project. Let's kick it off right now. Let's get stuck into it. Just painted up this half of the manifold here. Gonna let that dry. And I am just, because this needs a flex joint in it, I'm not gonna paint this. I'm just gonna leave it on the car until I get my flex joint. But for now, I'm going to cut off the ends of these bolts because we don't need them. And those bolts are welded on, so I'm going to take the end of them off, and then we're going to mount that manifold on for the last time because we won't have to take it off again. So I'm going to cut these now. You're probably wondering what this is. This is a support, so when this actually gets hot and it tries to flex, it's not going to crack the first runner, whatever you want to call it. This is in place for when it heats up. It can't twist and move and crack the welds. So that is why that's there, and hopefully it's going to work. I've just clocked the turbo to make sure everything's right. So now we've got the oil feed at the top and the oil drain at the bottom. So now I'm just going to make up the line, which came in the kit when I bought it. It is inside there in the bag. So I'm going to connect all of that up. And then I'm going to put the oil feed on, which is this line here. We'll go and put it in the car. Turbo is now all mounted in the car, all bolted up. Actually sits there really, really nice. I made a bit of clearance just there and just there to make sure the turbo is definitely not going to hit. We've got our drain hooked up, not into our sump yet. We're going to drill and tap a hole right there. Now what we're going to do is go off the oil pressure switch here and plumb our feed line in to the top of our turbo, and then I might maybe start making a little bit of a dump pipe here. I don't have any more. I've only got straight stuff, so could maybe make it to here. If I feel like lobster backing some stuff, I could probably get it to go down there, but I might buy a mandrel bend to do that. So I'm going to get the feed line hooked up now.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Just home from work and the flex joint has rocked up, so I'm going to add this to the crossover pipe, but on the upright side. Gave the car a quick buff yesterday, and I'll tell you what, it looks $1,000,000. So let's get the crossover pipe off and weld this in. Got the flex joint all welded in, so now we're just going to hit it up with some exhaust paint, and that will stop anything from cracking. Happy days. So I'm here with good old Jimmy. How's your car going, mate?
Just spending more money.
Spending more money, still not here. Been waiting.
I'm a fuel system and a crank angle sensor and a motor rebuild, turbo and clutch in.
You might as well have bought a new car.
I use the old ECU though.
Good for you. So now everything's connected. We've got our flex joint in down there, which you can't see. It's down in there somewhere. So now we're just going to fabricate up the dump pipe. So I've got a 45 and I've just cut the end off. I'm going to pretty much go across like that to keep it away from the strut tower, so when the motor moves it doesn't hit the strut tower. So we're going to tack on our V-band and start making it, I guess. Bit of a dump pipe happening now. It goes right down next to the crossover pipe. It's very close. Let's go underneath and have a look. Yeah.
And sit the pipe up inside. It'll clear the crossover.
I should probably try that.
Yeah, you know what I mean, eh?
Oh, like going in.
Actually double up, like put your V-band in properly with the clamp in there and just hold it with a pipe.
So here is our dump pipe all the way down with a V-band. Pretty tight, but we got enough clearance. If you loosen off that V-band up the top,
Dump pipe.
yeah, loosen it off so then I can twist this. Yeah, that's better. Oh, that's better. And that'll sit there. That'll give us a bit more clearance. Yeah, that'll be sweet. Yeah, we'll fully weld this one up. So I've just finished doing this and all these guys are doing this. What are you doing, mate? What are you doing? Are you buying this car off me, Jimmy? Come on. I'll sell it to your mates, right? It's 10 grand.
I got taste.
10 grand, mate. 10 grand. So we're drilling the sump. Where's that fitting? Because I sort of want it to be pretty much about there, I'd say. We're going to go about right there. One. So we've just tapped the hole down there. I've just put the tap on the end of this after I started it, and I've tapped a thread into the sump. Yes, there is some metal shavings in there, but I will be cleaning that out. This is probably not the best way to do it, but it will work. So now let's see if we can get that fitting and get it in there. We've now got our fitting all tapped in there. I've just put some sealant on the bottom of it, a bit of grey stuff, and it all fits perfectly, nice and snug and tight. So now we're going to just cut our line, because our line is a little bit too long, and then we'll be able to hook it up to there because it dangles down underneath the car a bit. So give that a bit of a cut, and we'll put that on. So this is the exhaust wrap that I've bought, and this is the dump pipe. Now look, I've never used this stuff, but everybody's recommended throw it in water before you touch it because it's very, very itchy and annoying. So I'm going to set this up on a camera and time lapse me wrapping this, and hopefully it turns out all right. I've never done it. Let's give it a go. Well, the exhaust is wrapped, and if you're wondering why I didn't wrap it all the way down here, because we need clearance. This is very, very close. So with the wrap, it would end up hitting something. This is only wrapped for heat purposes. So this is to stop melting the throttle cables and to keep heat away from intercooler piping and stuff like that. When this goes back in the car, I'll explain it a bit better. It's for heat management. It's not to hide anything. This is literally for the purpose it's made for. Now that we have it back in the car, you can see what I mean. So we've heat wrapped this to keep the heat away from the throttle cables, because the heat coming out of here, guaranteed, it's definitely going to melt those cables. So that is why I wrapped that. And there is not much room down there, and now you can see why I haven't wrapped it all the way down, because it will end up hitting our crossover pipe down there. So I'm trying to keep a little bit of room. There's a couple of mil on each side, But it all looks very good. That's exactly what I wanted. I'm very happy with that. That'll stop the cable from melting. Hopefully, let's cross our fingers. But that is what it's there for. Thanks for tuning in again, guys, and watching that episode. I really appreciate it. I love the comments. I love the support from you guys. Without you guys watching it, I wouldn't be doing this. I do have something coming out very shortly that everybody's been waiting for. I did say I was getting a cam. There it is. It's here. It's arrived. We're going to be installing that hopefully in an episode coming out very soon. Hopefully it's the next one, because I'm super keen to see how it's going to sound in the car. And for everybody else that's loving this stuff, the next episode on this should be out in a couple of days, hopefully. But anyway, thanks for watching that video. Leave a comment and subscribe. See you later.